This lesson is on translating to linear functions. So really when we're talking about translating, what we're doing is we're saying we're going to have these words, these keywords, and those words will mean different things mathematically. This is a really difficult skill, so don't be hard on yourself if this is difficult for you. But what we're going to try to do is take first just regular words and translate them by looking for words such as is to mean equals, or yields, or gives, or results in. So this little list down here is to help you to know those keywords for an equal sign when we're talking about, say, a real life situation. So this is another list, and this is maybe something that you would just want to print out and just have as a reference. But these are things that mean to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. So I'm not going to go through and read those for you. I know you can read, but I do want to point out a few of them that might be important for you. So if we look over here on subtraction, notice we're looking at a minus b. And most of the time when you say the difference of a and b, or a minus b, the a is going to come first. But there's a couple that you really need to pay attention to because they're actually going to give you the second value first. So the first one is here, b subtracted from a, meaning I'm starting with a and I'm taking b away. And also b less than a. And again, that implies that I'm starting with a and it's going to be b values less than that. The rest of them are pretty straightforward. Really know these key terms, the ones I've bolded: sum, difference, product, and quotient. You'll see those quite a bit. Those are the mathematical terms that mean the solution to an addition problem or solution to a subtraction problem, etc. The very last one I want to talk to you about on this page is b divided into a. Again, that's one where they're giving it to us in the wrong order, and we just have to recognize that and know what to do with it. So let's do these together and see how we do. 12 more than a number is 25. So now I'm just going to be looking for those key words. So obviously 12 is going to mean the number 12, and then more than a number, and then is 25. So more than obviously is one of those that means plus. A number is what I'm trying to find, so X or N or M or whatever your favorite letter is. And then is means equals, and 25. Now, you could also write this one as X plus 12 equals 25, and that would actually be a little bit more correct because it's 12 more than a number. But really with addition, it doesn't matter what order you add in. With subtraction and division, you really have to be careful, but addition and multiplication, not quite as careful. Let's try the next one. We have 1/3 of the sum of a number and 4 yields 6. So we have a little bit more going on here. So we have 1/3, which obviously is going to be the fraction 1/3. And then of was not one of the things that we had on our other screen, but of means multiply. So I'm taking the third of, and then the sum of a number and 4. So I'm taking a third of the sum. So I really want to make sure that I'm going to put parentheses because I want it times the entire sum, in this case of a number, which is X, and 4. And notice I'm putting that plus sign because it was the sum of a number and 4. So this is the sum of a number and 4, and this is a third of that sum. And then yields, of course, means equals, and then 6. Remember, every time you get to a blue question, so the questions have a star and the font is blue, these are questions where you should press pause, try those questions, and then see how you do by pressing play and going through the answers with me. So here we have the sum of two numbers is 39. Now these are actually a little bit more difficult than I had in the other page, so sorry about that. But the sum of two numbers is 39. So I know I'm going to add the two numbers to be 39. Now some people would do this, x plus y equals 39. Well, that makes things far more complicated because it's a lot easier to solve when you have one variable than it is when you have two. When you have two variables, it's much more complicated. So try to avoid using two different variables. So instead, notice they give me this extra information that's giving me a little bit more about how the two values are related. So I'm going to call my first number x. And you could use any variable you want. I'm going to call it x. Now I'm going to write my second number in relationship to x. So notice it says one number is 3 less than twice the other. 3 less than twice the other. So if it was just twice the other, that would be 2 times whatever the other one is, and the other one is x, so 2x. But now I want 3 less than that. So that would be minus 3. Again, this is one of those that I put a star next to. I'm looking at less than, it's in the wrong order. So 3 less than twice the number, and now I'm going to find the numbers. And so remember, we're trying to find the sum of the two numbers, and the sum of the two numbers is 39. So my first number is x, and my second number is 2x minus 3, and if I add those together, I should get 39. So this is first number plus second number equals 39. We're going to do the same steps with the second one. So yes, we have that the sum of the numbers is 45, but I'm more interested in the first number being x and the second number being something in relationship to x so that I don't have to use two variables. So it says one number is 5 more than 3 times another number. So if it were just 3 times another number, it would be 3x, but I want 5 more than 3 times, so that 5 more would be the plus 5. So if my first number is x, my second number is 3x plus 5. Again, notice I have just one variable now, which is what I wanted. So now I'm looking at the sum of those two numbers to be 45. So my first number is x, my second number is 3x plus 5, and together they should equal 45. Now notice we're not asked to solve on these questions, but if we were, we would solve it the same way we had been. We would combine like terms, we would start on the side of the x and furthest away to solve that equation.